Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So let's continue on formation gametes in female oogenesis. Okay. So introduction information before we go all the process of oogenesis. The first point here, the total supply of eggs are present at birth. Okay. So I think the keyword over here is total supply. So for baby girl, for girls, for female women, we know a finite number of eggs present at birth. But for male, they can produce sperm throughout their lifetime. Okay, the germ cells, the stem cells for the gametes is present from the baby until aging. Okay, the spermatogonia is always present. That's why the male can produce the sperm throughout their lifetime. But for female, we have a finite number. Okay, a total supply of, we already know, can estimate the number of eggs present at birth. And these eggs will be stored in the ovary. Okay, present in the ovary, stored, and the ovary will release the egg and it begins at puberty. And the women have some limitation in terms of time. These eggs ovulation or the eggs release or the presence of egg will end at menopause. Okay. Oocyte are matured in developing ovarian follicles. Okay, so the oocyte is contained in a we can say a pocket or surrounding cells, which is follicle cells. Okay, this point here, oogonia. Oogonia is the term for female stem cells. Okay, it found in developing fetus. If you remember our first video on gametogenesis, I did mention about PGC, primordial germ cells. These PGC, primordial germ cells, will migrate to genital ridge during embryo development. Remember, arrive at genital ridge, being stored there or being positioned or situated, positioned there. That genital ridge eventually become the gonad. For male, the gonad is testis. For female, the gonad is ovary. Okay, and that PGC will undergo mitotic division. Okay, during migration they already undergo mitotic division, and then undergo further mitotic division, finish up the mitotic division. We call it oogonia. Okay, and this oogonia enter or start the meiotic division 1, but it will not complete the meiotic division 1. It only it rested at prophase 1. So entering meiotic division, we call it, now you already call the eggs as primary oocyte. Okay, so oogonia undergoes mitosis to produce primary oocyte, and then start the meiotic division 1, arrested at prophase 1 during gestation. That's why at birth we have finite number, finite number of egg at level primary oocytes. Okay, and these primary oocytes are surrounded by cells that form primary follicles. That cells is follicle cells or granulosa cells. Granulosa cells. Okay. So by the time of the birth, oogonia is no longer exist, but all eggs is at stage primary oocyte. Okay. That's why women or baby girl have finite number of cells. Alright. Okay, this picture over here to show you the mature follicles. This is the oocyte. Okay, this oocyte surrounded by follicle cells. Okay, and then eventually that follicle cells during follicles development will multiply the follicle cells, eventually becoming the mature follicles. Looks like this. Okay, these mature follicles is right before ovulation. Okay. V. Okay, slide on your right here, as embryo until menopause. The point here, oogenesis start during embryo development. Okay, it will end at menopause. Okay, the organ is ovaries. The gonad is ovaries. Okay, primordial germ cells. Diploid number during embryo development. Okay, migration to the genital ridge and then differentiate into germ stem cells of female. We call it oogonium. Oogonium undergo mitosis division, and then ends of mitosis division. Primary oocyte, we call it primary oocyte, still in diploid number because haven't finish up the meiotic division 1. Okay, between birth and puberty, prophase 1 of meiosis. So this primary oocyte start the meiotic division 1 but arrested at prophase 1. Okay, so growing up until puberty. During puberty, we have high FSH secretion. So this follicle stimulating hormone, it will initiate the follicles development. Eventually, the primary oocyte will continue the meiotic division 1, prophase 1 into metaphase 1, anaphase 1, and telophase 1, finish up the meiosis 1. By the end of or completion of meiosis 1, we call it secondary oocyte. Now, there are the secondary oocyte is haploid number. The chromosomal number of secondary oocyte is haploid. So you can imagine this during meiotic division 1. Here, meiotic division 1, chromosome homolog separation. Okay, being separated. And you see first polar body presence produced. And then the secondary oocyte will start the meiotic division 2. Okay, but again, this secondary oocyte will arrest at metaphase 2. Okay, the continuation of meiotic division 2, metaphase 2 into anaphase 2 and telophase 2 only happen or only initiate by fertilization, when the sperm present and try to penetrate the egg. Then when penetration happen, then the meiotic division 2 will continue and complete. Then we get the ovum. Okay, and second polar body. Okay, I think the slide over here is much more comprehensive in terms of oogenesis. We have two events here. One is the oogenesis itself. The egg undergo the division. Okay, another one is this one, follicles development. Okay, the follicles maturation, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay, before birth, here I think I have already elaborated this one. Oogonium undergo mitosis division, and then complete mitosis division, we call it primary oocyte. Okay, and then this primary oocyte will start the meiotic division 1 but arrested at prophase 1. So, and then okay, during this time here, somewhere here, the baby born and then growing up. Okay, entering the childhood, the ovary is inactive. Okay, at the same time, this is the egg event. At the same time, you can see this inside the follicle here, we can see the egg. Okay, the oogonium, the primary oocyte inside the follicles. Okay, follicle cells, oocyte. Okay, primordial, this is the stage primordial follicles. So during embryo development and during the birth or postnatal. Okay, and then these primordial follicles during childhood, during growing up. Okay, postnatal, childhood. At the onset of puberty, this primordial follicle develop into primary follicles. Okay. Okay, presence of FSH at puberty. Okay. That FSH will stimulate the follicles to grow at more mature stage. Okay, so primary follicles growing follicles into secondary follicle, tertiary follicles. We will talk about that in chapter 5. Okay, as you can see, once FSH present, the follicles grow, the follicles mature, but you can see the primary oocyte or the oocyte is still arrested at prophase 1. Okay, when this primary oocyte will continue the meiotic division 1, when the follicles become this stage, like the most mature stage, graphic follicles. When the follicles enter this stage, graphic follicles, then the primary oocyte will continue or complete the meiotic division 1. Finish up the meiotic division 1. Now we call, after completion of meiotic division 1, we call it secondary oocyte. That secondary oocyte will automatically start the meiotic division 2 but arrested at metaphase 2. Okay, then ovulation happen. So you can see here, after these follicles develop into most mature follicles, we call it vascular follicles or Graafian follicles. Then the meiotic division 1 continue and complete and start the meiotic division 2 and ovulation. Okay, ovulation happen. So from this, we know that the completion of meiotic division 1 and starting the meiotic division 2 is very short time, or is very fast, quick. Okay, see, you can see. So this one is directly before ovulation, and then ovulation happen, and the presence of the sperm will initiate or stimulate the meiotic division 2 to continue until complete. Okay, because due to presence of the sperm, okay, it will stimulate the meiotic division 2 until finished, and then we have fertilization. Fertilized egg. So that's overall story of oogenesis. This part over here. Okay, oogenesis. During completion of oogenesis, follicles development also occur. Okay, the slide on your right is the explanation of more wordings about points I elaborate before. Alright. This slide over here is the same, oogenesis. Sorry, not oogenesis, follicle development also. Okay. This is how it looks like. Oogonium in the primordial follicles, and then primary oocyte in follicles again. Primordial follicle develop into primary follicle, secondary, tertiary, and then mature follicles. Eventually ovulation happen. Okay, ovulation happen. You can see that now the oocyte is in secondary, is in metaphase 2. Okay, right. Okay, this slide over here. Oocytogenesis, transformation of oogonia into primordial oocyte. So, but transformation of oogonia into primordial oocyte mostly majorly involve mitotic division, right? So basically, it's like basically increase the number of the gamete cells or germ cells from 100 oogonia become multiple of primordial oocyte, primary oocytes, okay, developing the oogonium. Okay, slides elaboration of the process I have talked about before. Okay, oogenesis, what happened in Genesis meiosis 1. Okay, chromosome homologue present, so prophase 1 arrested at prophase 1, and then it will continue the completion of meiotic division 1 when follicles mature. Okay, so eventually this chromosome homologue separate. Okay, by the end of meiotic division 1 we got haploid 1n. Meiotic division 2, separation of chromatids. Okay, the homologue chromosome pair already separated, and then now separation of the chromatid. Okay. Okay, more explanation of the oogenesis. Okay, this slide over here say about secretion. Okay, the cells of the follicle secrete estrogen before we the FSH, okay, initiate the follicle development. Okay, as follicles develop, the follicles surrounding the oocyte, okay, also increase in number, increase in layers. Okay, so That cells, these follicle cells, will secrete estrogens. Okay, and this estrogen will give effect on endometrium. Okay, menstrual cycle. Will give effect on hypothalamus and anterior pituitary to regulate, okay, hormonal regulation. So estrogen high, it will give negative feedback to hypothalamus to slow down or stop GnRH, anterior pituitary to slow down the FSH and LH, etc. So that estrogen FSH, this hormonal regulation. After ovulation, corpus luteum. Okay, corpus luteum is the remaining follicle cells that left behind after ovulation. So this corpus luteum will take over in terms of secretion of sex steroid hormone, estrogen, and progesterone. Okay, this is in actual microscopically how Graafian or mature follicles looks like. Okay. Okay, about viability of the gametes produced. Oocyte is viable for 12 to 24 hours after ovulation. So after 24 hours, after ovulation, 24 hours after that, the oocyte will die. Okay. For the sperm, the viability of the sperm is about 2 days, 12 to 48 hours after ejaculation. So the timing of these gametes is essential to determine successful fertilization, to determine successful pregnancy, okay? Fertilization, especially to determine successful fertilization. In order for fertilization to be succeed, these are both oocyte and sperm need to be present at the same time. All right. Okay, this is how it looks like, secondary oocyte and polar body. Okay. Okay, comparing spermatogenesis and oogenesis. The left side here, each level of oogenesis in terms of the oocyte level: oogonium, primary oocyte, secondary oocyte, oocyte, and ovum. So in terms of ploidy or chromosomes, number, oogonium diploid, primary oocyte diploid, by the end of primary oocyte haploid, by the end of meiotic division 1, then we get the haploid by the end of meiotic division 2. Yes. Alright, the process here called, okay, oocytogenesis, ootidogenesis, this term over here, oocytogenesis, oocyte generates. So this one involve meiotic division, right? Like increase in number of oogonium, mitotic division. Eventually, this oogonium we call primary oocyte. Then primary oocyte will enter the meiotic division 1. Okay, so oocytogenesis, oocyte generate. Okay, ootidogenesis, ootit. So after mitotic division, meiotic division, the aim is to produce haploid ootit. Okay, ootit is a term before completion, before completion of the meiotic division 2. See, you can see here, minutes after fertilization. Minutes after fertilization, ootit. To get complete egg cells that haploid. Okay. Right, oocytogenesis, ootidogenesis, ootic generation. Okay, this one. Okay, but so we arrive at end of our gametogenesis. In the end of this chapter, we have to be able to compare spermatogenesis and oogenesis. These are some points comparing these two. Okay, stem cells continuously dividing by mitosis. So this is similarity. This is spermatogenesis. Stem cells continuously dividing by mitosis. 4 gametes produced per meiosis. So from one PGC we can produce 4 gametes. From one spermatogonia we can produce 4 gametes. Meiotic division begin at puberty. Okay, differentiation of the gametes occur while haploid. Okay, differentiation from round to elongated sperm. Okay, differentiation of gametes occur while haploid finish the meiotic division. Okay, finish meiotic division too. Okay, oogenesis, finite population of stem cells. Okay, finite. Okay, this one continuous dividing. So we have infinite number of stem cells. Oogenesis, we have finite population of stem cells. And then in oogenesis, only one gamete produced per process, per oogenesis, produced per meiosis. Okay, meiosis begin in fetus, already begin in fetus, remember. Oogonia, mitotic division, and then we call it primary oocyte. Primary oocyte start the mitotic divisions, arrested at prophase 1. Okay, and then delay is 4 years. Differentiation of gamete occurs while diploid. Okay, this point over here, differentiation of gametes. Okay, okay, differentiation of gamete occurs while diploid. Okay, if you want to compare this, I think it's easier if you reflect back on spermiogenesis of the sperm during the round sperm become elongated sperm. The mRNA or the metabolic molecules being transferred from the 4 sperm attached, right, because due to cytoplasmic breach. So the mRNA or metabolic molecules and all metabolic molecules were shared between spermatid that carry X chromosome with Y chromosome, spermatid that carry Y chromosome, and then all 4 of that spermatid share all the mRNA metabolic molecules between them, right? And then they start to shed off excess cytoplasm. They before that, Golgi apparatus package or accumulate the vesicle. That is differentiation in spermatogenesis. Differentiation of gametes in oogenesis. This one, the same things happen in the oocyte, where mRNA or metabolic molecules, proteins, lipid, energy needed during fetus development later on being packaged, being produced and packaged at primary oocyte. It starts over here. It's already start to produce a lot of mRNA, a lot of metabolic molecules to be packed in this process. So that by the end of oogenesis, we get ovum that have essential compound essential products that can continue the later process, which is embryo development if fertilization happen. Okay, so I think you have to read the reference book if you want to see clearly about this differentiation of gametes in oogenesis. Okay, so differentiation of gametes happen while diploid, where the primary oocyte is arrested at prophase 1. They already start to package the metabolic molecules. Let's zoom this if we can. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is overall process. We compare spermatogenesis, oogenesis side by side. Okay, so I think you can compare it yourself. The end of chapter 4, gametogenesis. Hormonal regulation. We did not cover hormonal regulation in oogenesis because in chapter 5 we will look into that hormonal regulation because it will relate with the menstrual cycle and ovarian cycle. Alright. All the best. I will wait for your questions during our discussion. Thank you.